Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Right, here's what I'm seeing during this time period. So northeast, you've had some nice heavy snow. You'll get some residual light snow into the morning of 3/11, and then rain or snow. I'm just not sure which way it's going to go. 316, 317 temperatures look pretty marginal. Tetons, so you've got some moderate snow coming late 3/11 through 313 as the pattern comes back down to the south at that point out of the Pacific Northwest. Wasatch light snow afternoon, evening 3/11. Moderate to heavy snow 312 and 313. That's going to be your prime time in the Wasatch. Colorado, moderate to heavy snow late 312 and a 314. That's an interesting storm because it looks like it develops into a bit of a Colorado area of low pressure with some enhanced snowfall right on top of the Continental Divide in southern Colorado, northern New Mexico. Revelstoke, you've got heavy snow continuing into 312. All right, here's my spider chart, odds of best snow, and when you look at this, you want more purple higher on the web. That represents better odds of accumulating snow, and that's a lot of Colorado this time around. That's the Tetons, that's the Wasatch, that's northern New Mexico, that's the Pacific Northwest, parts of interior BC over the next 7 days. All right, let me just take you back. I want to show you water vapor satellite imagery here and give you the lay of the land. So you've got everything favoring the Pacific Northwest right now. A couple areas of low pressure all lined up, and they're both headed in to the Pacific Northwest and BC. And they're being supported by this northern branch of the jet. Now eventually, this thing's going to come down to the south. It's going to come crash through Utah, Wyoming, and Colorado. In fact, let me show that to you on the forecast. Jet stream. Here's 3/11 close of day. You can see where the jet's favoring northern tier, Pacific Northwest, and BC. That's the storm track. And then eventually, here it is, 312, it starts to buckle. By 313, you can see the trough. It's squarely over the top of Utah, Colorado, northern New Mexico, and Wyoming. And by 314, look what happens to the actual low pressure. It gets cut off and it retrogrades back towards Vegas and Arizona, and it's going to sit there. But on the northern tip of that, there's a big area of high pressure up in the Pacific Northwest and BC, so it's going to take over those areas, clear you out, and the temperatures are going to warm up through 318 and 319 in those areas. Here's the forecast precip. So by the time we get into Monday morning, everything's still Pacific Northwest BC, but starting, you can see a front cutting through parts of the Sierra. That's just the leading edge. Here comes the main storm system down through Utah, Wyoming, Colorado. By 313, it's rolling into Colorado and it starts to spin up with rain in Denver by the afternoon. So it starts as rain, probably snow above 6,000, 6,500, but then it changes over to snow in Denver right there by the morning of 314. And then the low is gone by 315 and it retrogrades back through Arizona and over the top of Vegas, and then it kind of sits there and dies. Look at the Pacific Northwest, it's high and dry with crystal clear skies. All right, so the latest numbers that I've got, latest grand total map, by late 319, looking at probably 4 to 10 for the Wasatch, 4 to 8 in the Tetons. The big numbers, though, in Colorado, right on top of the Continental Divide in the areas of purple, that's over a foot, and down in the southern mountains. Northern New Mexico does pretty well. Pacific Northwest, 1 to 2 feet, looking pretty good through Red Mountain and Revelstoke at 8 to 12 inches. All right, looking at it by time period, so through 311. If you're skiing on 311, you want to be in BC, you want to be in the Pacific Northwest, northern Idaho. That's where you're going to find the best conditions. Second period's definitely more active. 312 through 314, the numbers in Colorado start to spin up with that area of low pressure down in southeast Colorado. That will enhance the totals on top of the Continental Divide. You would have received your numbers through the Tetons and the Wasatch during that time period as well, and that's probably going to be it for a little while. Last time period, 315 through 319, southern Colorado, northern New Mexico, and then the low starts to move back to the west, and that's where Arizona and southern Utah pick up your accumulation. All right, up to the northeast, last stop here. Again, some residual accumulation into the morning of 311, and then potentially 316, 317. We'll see some additional accumulation, especially in northern Vermont, northern New Hampshire, and northern Maine. But again, it could be rain or snow. All right, guys, that's going to do it for this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Always appreciate you tuning in here, and take care.